I tell you, I took a few courses at Brown that definitely taught me a lot about organizational structure. So they most certainly applied, especially early on here. Mm-hmm. I think I've said this to you guys before. I just think it's really important when you're in charge of an organization to make sure that everybody kind of knows not just the chain of command, but what each person's job is. So I learned a lot. I had a great teacher at Brown, a guy named Barrett Hazeltine, who's still alive. He's an amazing guy, and he loved football, and he actually knew Joe.
Huh.
He definitely knew Joe, and he still teaches at Brown, and he's a guy that teaches in that major. And I took a few courses from him, and he taught me a lot about that.
So where else did you draw upon then? I mean, you work for a lot of good people.
Yeah, I probably drew from everybody I worked for. George O'Leary taught me a lot about organization, organization of the program, organization of practice. Ralph Friedgen taught me a lot about offense. And then obviously Belichick taught me about organization, team building, strategy, situational football. I always say that, and nobody ever asks me what I mean. But when I say situational football, every year things come up in games that you just jot down. Like last year, I think many things came up, but maybe using your timeouts wisely before halftime so you can get the ball back and maybe at least get a field goal or something out of it, or how to, when would you go for it on fourth down? What type of game is it? Those types of things. And I learned a lot of situational football in New England.
Was there anything specific last year that you, upon reflection, saw yourself maybe miss a step, maybe do something wrong during the course of the game?
Oh, no question.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I made a lot of mistakes last year. Yeah, no, I made mistakes. I think in training camp, I think we probably peaked a little too soon, last year, where we were playing well like midway through, but then we kind of went too far, and I don't think we were at our best, obviously, in the first 2 weeks of the season. I made mistakes during games. Going for it on fourth down as much as I did, probably a few of those looking back, probably should have punted or kicked a field goal or something. So yeah, no, I made a lot of mistakes. Try to review those mistakes this off season and correct them.
Did you learn anything specifically about your interactions with refs, officials during the course of games, and is there anything you can draw from it?
Yeah, I think in the Wisconsin game, I was just I didn't understand why I couldn't be told what the booth review person saw on Felder's non-touchdown catch. I felt like, why couldn't he just tell me what he saw there, even just to teach the kid a little bit better about how to catch that ball, keep your feet in bounds, things like that. But no, I'm a competitive guy. I think that I think everybody that's involved in this game should be held accountable, and I think the refs in the Big Ten do a good job. I'm not saying that. I just think we're all in a competitive environment, and just want to know what their interpretation of the rule is in certain instances. Mark, during the months of August through November, not being able to go to bowl games, it's my job to make sure we field a good football team. I'm a football coach, and then from the months of December through the signing day, I've got to do a great job with our football team, but also in recruiting. And then we have spring practice, in April, or March and April. And then during the month of May, when the assistant coaches are out recruiting, I think it's important for me every year that I'm here to do something where I go out and meet the alums, the fans, the people that support, and talk about how important it is to fill that stadium. That filling that stadium means a lot for our players, number one. That's a fantastic environment. I mean, think about that. Central Florida at home at night this year, Michigan at home at night this year. I mean, that's a heck of a schedule. That's a great, so what, in addition to all the other great games, and it just means so much to our players to play in front of that packed house. Even though we didn't play well against Ohio, I mean, I don't think any of us will ever forget running out to that packed house. Or, Ohio State. Again, we got to play better in those games, but what it meant to our players. And then I think if we fill that stadium, that's going to help our athletic department. That's going to help all the other sports, with with money. So, and that's just a piece of it. Selling tickets is just a piece of it, but I think I have to do my part as a football coach to encourage people
So
to
you
buy.
understand